to the Woman Witness podcast on the Woman Witness TV network. I'm your host, Leah Fortier. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to our 12 episodes of December with 12 inspiring women with 12 inspiring stories. We cannot wait to gift you a gift that continues to keep giving throughout the month of December. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Woman Witness Podcast, The Stories of the Well. I'm your host, Leah Fortier. Here on this platform, we bring to you voices of women that are out there making a positive impact and making a difference in their lives, in their families, and the community around them. Today, I have a very special topic and a very special guest, Miss Tamara Clark. So I will go ahead and I'm going to introduce you to her a little bit. Miss Tamara Clark, she is a licensed massage therapist by way of trauma and spiritual awakening. And Miss Tamara, welcome to the well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good, Tamara. I'm so happy to have you on. Oh my gosh, I just love your smile too. So, Tamara, you know that here on this well, we bring stories of women who have a unique story to tell, have something, to offer to allow us all to know that we are all the same. We all come from a background and we all have a special gift inside of us. So, I want to go ahead and give you the floor by just asking you to introduce yourself. Who is Miss Tamara Clark?
Tamara is a mom, just a regular woman out here navigating this crazy world.
Yes, yes,
And
I know.
experiencing some good experiences on the way, and
Mhm.
just all around a genuine positive person. I am a licensed massage therapist, like you said, by way of trauma and spiritual awakening, and that's what I would like to talk about today.
Well, that's amazing. And so, Tamara, I want to ask you how you said you are a massage therapist by way of trauma and the spiritual awakening. So, tell us about your story. Where did this urge to specialize in trauma and spiritual awakening, massage therapy?
Okay, so I'll start from the beginning. Back in 2012, I gave birth to my first son, and 8 days later, his father passed away. And yes, so that's the trauma part. I
Mhm.
went through a whole lot of emotions. I was angry, I was sad, I was frustrated. I just was numb. I couldn't figure it out. I was really low at that time. By the time 2015 came, I decided I didn't want to be around anybody no more. So me and my son, we went to Georgia and we stayed with my cousin for 4 months. I wanted to stay longer, like I wanted to like live down there, but I
Mhm.
realized I was just running and
Mhm.
it wasn't the right time, or obviously the right place for me to be there. It just was, for me to get a breath of fresh air. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm not regretting that at all. But in that process, that is what led me to massage therapy because I never knew that I could be a
Mhm.
massage therapist. My cousin was working front desk at like one of the chains and she was just telling me all about it. And at the time I didn't know anything about massage. I didn't know anything about that kind of healing. And I was just like, people really get massages? She was like, yeah, girl,
Yeah.
like people
Yes.
get memberships and everything. Like the tips are really
Mhm.
good. Like people really go on a regular basis as like a part
Mhm.
of their wellness routine. And I was just ever since that day that we talked about it, I was thinking about it. And I
Mhm.
talked to, people in my family and people like just in my immediate circle about it. And everybody basically was like, ew, that's nasty. You gonna touch people. Like, no.
Oh, no.
So I kind of, let them get to me. Not kind of, I did let them get to me and I never
Yes.
pursued it.
Oh.
But it took for me in 2018 to get fired one last time.
Come on.
Yeah. And after that, I was like, no, something got to give.
Yeah.
And I need to figure this out. So the thought of massage therapy came back. I was like, let me entertain this,
Yeah.
since, it just keep lingering in my mind.
Right.
I got fired in February and I went back to the job that I was working at before then. They, welcomed me back with open arms, which was amazing because I would have been out of work. But in that
Yeah.
process, I also reached out to a massage therapy school, a couple of them. One of them
Mhm.
wasn't accredited. So I'm glad I didn't go with that one because I didn't know anything about the process before, going to school. But the other one I reached out to, we set up a tour of the school, and when I went in, like my eyes got so bright. I felt like I belonged there, and I really wanted to be there that day. Like just seeing the instructor and the massage tables and people laying on the tables, like I was like, oh my goodness, like this is what
This
I'm
is real. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get
supposed to.
going.
So we go back to the admissions office, and I said, if I get financial aid, I'll go to school.
Yeah.
And at this point, like I hated school. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I'm
Yes.
doing it.
Yes. I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah. And I was like, I can't believe I'm really saying I'm going to go to school. And she was like, oh, financial aid got approved, and you get a rebate check. And I was like, oh, okay.
When
Like
do I start? Right.
and like I said, this is October. She was like, classes start in January. So I had time to prepare myself to be able to like get in the mindset of going to school. By the time January came, I started off as part-time. It would have took me a year to finish.
Wow.
And that first week, those feelings came right back. I was like, no, I need to do full time. I need to be here. So I went back to the admissions office and I said, how can I transfer to full time? Because in the first 5 weeks, everybody's part time. And she was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, good. Since we are still in the first, mod, we can transfer you over with no problem. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, make me full time. So I ended up giving the job that I went back to my 2 weeks notice. Yes.
Yes. It was time.
Yes. And I took a job at a massage chain because I wanted to be in training and I wanted to be I wanted
Um,
to I was a sponge. I just wanted to
yeah.
absorb everything. I want to know everything about it.
Yeah.
And that's how it went. I always like helping people, but I never helped people in this way. And I fell in love with helping people through touch therapy. And
I
it
love
was great. I did my first practical on the board of the school. I forgot her position. But when I did
okay.
my practical on her, she was like, "You sure you never did massage before?" I was like, "No," because I'm still new in it. It's my first 5 weeks. I'm just my
Yeah.
first time actually really touching somebody other than the classmates. And she was like, "You
Right.
are really good." She was like, "You could take money." She's like, "But don't take money yet. Just wait till you get
Right.
out."
Just wait.
She was like, "You
Like,
are really good. That felt really good, really like professional." I was like, "Okay." So that
there
was
you
my
go.
first,
That was the start.
yes.
Okay, so one I want to say I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing it with us. And I want you to talk to us a little bit for some of our listeners who may be listening and maybe experience a loss similar to or just experience a loss as such magnitude and especially at the time. I mean, you had so much going on at that moment. You just had a baby and it just I can only imagine the toll that it took on your life. Can you talk to some of the women who are listening and some of the men who are listening about that journey? I know you said you had to get away and then you had to eventually find something that you were called to that you didn't know that you loved. Can you talk to us about some of those feelings that you had to battle through?
People ask me all the time, how do I get through? How am I so strong? And in the beginning, I didn't feel like I was as strong as people thought I was because
Mm,
in the background, I'm crying at night. I'm crying in the shower.
mm,
I'm having these thoughts of like, why me? Why you? Why us? Like, I
yeah.
never wanted to go through anything like that. And it was really hard, but was right now, what I took from that is I was in a place of just going nowhere, of stagnancy.
Mm,
And it
yeah.
took for something of, like you said, of that magnitude to happen for me to grow. If he would have still been here today, I wouldn't be who I am today. So I had to
Interesting.
go through all of that trauma
Mm.
to spread, to open my wings, to even know I had wings to spread.
Wow.
And I now understand fully that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience.
Mm.
And he never really went nowhere. He
Mm.
always in my dreams. He always in my thoughts.
Yes.
So like I accept him for the guide that he is for me right now.
I love that. I love that. That is so powerful. A couple things that you said, I just wanted to highlight that it took something of that magnitude to make you open your eyes, awaken you to move into like your divine purpose and something that you found, joy in. I want to ask you about what it did you always maybe grow up in church, or did you always have a spiritual belief, or what was that thing that just kind of drew you in to hold on to a little bit of faith that everything's going to be all right?
So I grew up in church. I grew up, my mom's side was
Mhm.
Catholic and my dad's side was Baptist. So I grew up with like
Oh, interesting.
two different kind of church going. The
Experiences.
Catholic is like we go there for an hour and we leave. The
That
Baptist is we in there for about 3 hours and we falling asleep. They screaming, they shouting,
and
you know,
nothing.
but they gonna feed you at the end too.
Yes, they will. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, so I always had a sense of God in my life.
mm,
And also when we were younger, my stepmom,
mhm.
she would teach us the Bible. And one thing she taught us is everybody is born with a gift and a purpose.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to figure that out. And that's something I always kept with, because as a young child and growing up the way I grew up, I was always like hushed and
Yeah.
basically, yeah, like not being able to be
Yeah.
vocal about who I am and how I feel and things. So I didn't think I had any of a gift or a purpose of being
Right.
here. I was just basically a doormat, like you do as I say, not as
You
I
were
do.
seen, not heard.
Right. And it took for me to be 29 years old to go to school to
Mm,
find my gift and my purpose. So take it from me, don't give up.
mm.
And always make sure you keep God with you. And that's another thing she taught us. Oh, you always have God in your heart. You don't have to go to church or any kind of other spiritual house to know that God is with you. You always have God in your heart. And I
Yeah.
that's another thing I took with me. And
Yeah.
also the all the battles that I had to fight, the story of David and Goliath
Mm.
always stuck with me also. Because
Why?
it
Why
always
that one?
little old David
Yeah.
fighting these big old Goliaths, but I always make sure, God, let's go.
Yeah.
Because we got
Yes.
a big beast to defeat right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
how I overcome everything in my life.
I love that. I love that. I love what you said about don't give up, because I can tell you it's so easy. It's not, I mean, I think sometimes, and these are things that even I had to battle, as far as like not giving up. And when you're faced with adversity and you look at your life and you're like, but Lord, I know you had promised me this and that, but here I am right now, maybe you forgot, or maybe you didn't really mean me. I heard wrong. Right. And I want some of, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who is listening right now, I want you to know that, even if you are battling depression and you are battling anxiety, or in life doesn't look the way it's supposed to look, or the way you thought it should look, don't give up. Right. I love that. Okay. I want to talk to you about your touch therapy. I am all about that. And I would recommend this. I had a massage therapist on one of my first episodes, and I always will recommend a massage to anybody. If you have not got one, I'm trying to tell you, get one. Put a hint out to your family. Like, this is what I want for my birthday. Give me a gift certificate to a massage therapy. I mean, an hour, 90 minutes. Okay. So I want to talk to you. I want you to give us just a brief overview of what this touch therapy is. What is it? And what are the different types of touch therapy that um, people can choose between?
So, touch therapy is a therapy used to heal your mind, body, and your spirit, like simultaneously. So, you go to the doctor for your, inner organs, and but
Hmm.
your skin is your biggest organ. So, why not
Mm.
see a professional or a therapist about your skin, and it can also help like your mind, body, and soul, like I said.
Yes.
Yeah. And the different modalities we use, like as far as like different types of massage
Yes.
you can do
Like the deep tissue or am
yes,
I
you
going
could
to?
do deep tissue, you could do Swedish, you could do hot stone. If you're pregnant, you could do prenatal, you could do
Okay.
shiatsu, and that's just basically compression, light touch. You can even, if you don't want to be touched, you can do Reiki, and that's energy healing. Like it's so many different ways to heal through touch therapy, even if it's not like just physical touch.
Wait, tell me what this no touch massage. I'm sorry, I'm not
Oh,
familiar with
Reiki.
that one. Yes.
Reiki, so Reiki, you would get done with somebody that's certified in their modality.
Mhm.
I'm not. I want to
Uh-huh.
be, but I'm not. But I'm not spiritually there yet. Any stagnation in your body
Yeah.
is energy stagnation also. So you have a specialist or a therapist that can help you release that stagnation in your body, just like you do acupuncture.
I like that. And okay, and I know that you're not specialized in that, but I do want to talk to some people. For some people, maybe who has experienced, any type of abuse, maybe in the past, or like DV or anything along those lines. Would you recommend this type of? Some people don't like being touched, or maybe have a hard time accepting touch. So, would you recommend this form of massage therapy?
I would definitely recommend that form. It can be really emotional, so you
Yeah.
just have to be ready to release that emotion. But I would absolutely recommend that, and I will also recommend to the women and men. Our gut is our trauma space that we hold all of our trauma in. It's our creation space. So when that is stagnant, we can't create. Whether that's a baby or whether that's like
Mm.
a business or anything that we supposed to be creating. So doing a Yanni steam for the women that can help the release and just untighten everything that's going on in there and just like help to just push everything out. And it's called, for men it's called an anal steam. I know some
Uh-huh.
men are like,
Mhm. Uh-huh.
on it, they don't really like
Doing
playing
that.
like, but it's good as far as like healing because you can release
Yeah.
everything that's in your gut.
Oh, that's interesting. I heard about that too.
Yeah.
I
You've
forgot
never
about
had a
that.
Yanni steam before?
I have not done it, but I have definitely heard about it.
Highly recommend.
Really?
Yes, you can like bring some emotions that you forgot about. Maybe as a child you were, essayed or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever, or maybe you had an abortion, or maybe you had a miscarriage.
yeah.
Like all that trauma is still there.
It
So we
is.
have to release we have to release that.
That's good. Okay, okay, Tamara. That's good. That is a note to self. I'm serious. I've always said I wanted to do it. I never got around to doing it. Okay, that's a note to self. Okay, so what are some of the key benefits of touch therapy that you've observed in your practice? And can you provide us some examples of the significant improvement that individuals may have experienced?
Okay, we can just do something simple like somebody suffering from migraines or headaches.
Mm.
When you use different kinds of scents like peppermint and lavender for somebody who suffers from headaches and migraines, like it helps to release whatever
Mhm.
stagnation they have in their head and to calm down the migraines. A lot of those kind of people, they will come like every 2 weeks or like, at least twice a month to keep it regular so they don't experience those. And also doing like a sinus decongestion with
Yeah.
like lymphatic drainage. I'm also certified in lymphatic drainage. Like I love that. Um
Wow.
yeah. And also, if like a woman who has menstrual cramps and she get
Yeah.
really, really bad, we could do abdominal massage. And we could,
Really?
yes, we could also do that with peppermint and castor oil. Castor oil penetrates deep, and it helps to break up any fibrous tissue. So it's good for women with fibroids also. Yeah, it's good for, oh my goodness. It's good for women who have like tumors in their breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps to break up any like fibrous tissue, any like anything tumors or whatever. And you will see, if you like do research, you will see a lot of women who use that, and they basically heal their issues.
Interesting. Now, Tamara, are you aware if let's say if someone was diagnosed maybe previously, or maybe they're during the healing process, do you know if a massage can be a part of their insurance? Could insurance cover it?
Yes, insurance can cover it. A lot of companies, they had, I just was telling one of the clients that I worked on, a lot of the companies, they have I think it's called HHA or something like that, and where is the insurance company downloads a certain amount of money a year on a card, and they pay for their membership off their card, and they can
Mm,
only pay for like things like massages or like going to the chiropractor or something like that.
that's good. I'll look
Yeah,
that up.
but a lot
Oh,
of
go
I don't
ahead.
know. I don't know what you have to do to get approved to do it as like just like a regular entrepreneur like me.
Yeah.
Um, but some people that I do know, they do accept it also.
Oh yeah, like I'm thinking like if you work like maybe in a financial institution. I remember my days in a financial institution, they're rolling out these, different things for carpal tunnel arthritis when you slouching over your computer. Massages can actually help better your muscles and posture and in your overall health. Okay, I want to ask you about some of the common misconceptions about touch therapy that people have, and how can you said like before your family members were like, oh no, how do you how do you address some of this skepticism and hesitant to try touch therapy?
A lot of us have trauma with being touched, so some people just like don't want nobody touching them. And that's just a physical aspect of why you don't want to be touched. But just take away all the physical and just understand that this is not just something that's happening to your physical body, it's happening to your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body. So
Mm,
just take that into account. We are not just, like I said, we are all spiritual beings. We're not just physical. So we
mm.
have to make sure we are holistically well.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay, so in your experience, how does faith influence the overall healing process? And maybe can you share like a story of how someone's recovery, or even with your recovery, healed through faith and touch therapy combined?
So faith is knowing that you're going through something, but is always light on the other side.
Right.
And just putting your everything into that light on the other side. And I guess I'll just use me as an example.
Okay.
And going through tragedy and loss, in the beginning, I was in that dark space. I was in the darkness. I was basically just in the process. I wasn't in the, looking at it from the other side. Once I changed my mindset to understanding, he's not physically here, but he's still spiritually here. So he's here to help me, like, from the other side, whether I know it, to be him or not.
Yeah.
Once I put my faith in that, my whole life changed. I just moved from Philly to LA.
Oh my. I knew I heard a little bit of accent. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I just moved from Philly to LA. Just off faith itself. And just letting all of my loved ones who've, already transitioned just be my guides. Like honor them every day. You
Mm.
know what I mean? I talk to them every day. I celebrate them. I don't mourn them
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's just you mourning a body. I'm
Yeah.
not mourning your body.
Yeah.
I'm past that. I'm
Yeah.
celebrating your spirit now, and I'm welcoming everything that you got for me to come on through.
Yes. I love that. Tamara. Okay, number one, welcome to LA. Let's go. She's a Cali girl now. Um, and I will say I love what you said, and I believe in intercession, and prayer, and always believe that we always have people interceding on our behalf. My grandma told me once upon a time, she said that you have people praying for you that you don't even know yet. And I was just like, oh, wow. I never thought that, I'm that special that somebody would be sitting around praying for me, but then, she went a little bit deeper, that we are the answer to our ancestors' prayers, and what we do in this life and making the best of it is pleasing not only to them but to God as well. And all we got to do is just keep walking and not give up. So I'm a big believer on there are people praying for us 24/7 that we never even got a chance to meet. Like, you know what that does for me, Tamara? That makes me pray for other people, even if I never met them. And that's one of my big changes in life that I've done recently. I'm just like, Lord, I'm just gonna pray for everybody. Any name that comes to my head, I'm gonna pray for you. So intercession is huge. So I strongly believe in that. So I love that you shared that, and thank you for sharing your story. I'm
Oh,
just
no problem. I feel like people need to hear it because there's a lot of people that's going through, similar things that, can't really get up out of it. Because it took me a while.
yeah.
I haven't, been here for a long time. It took me a while to get here. So I can definitely empathize and sympathize with people who are in it right now.
What would you say to somebody right now who is listening and they're like, "Yeah, you're different. Not me. I don't think I can get through this." What would you say to them?
Exactly what you said. You got people who you never met who are already praying for you.
Mm, mm,
Like it's as simple as that.
mm,
Like these people, you came from two, them two came from four,
mm,
them four came from what 16. Like it goes on and on and on. So you got a whole tribe behind you
mm.
that you use them. They want to be
Yes.
used. Use
Yes.
them. Yes.
Girl, you making me okay, fine. I'm fine. It's true. It is so true. And I know, for people who may be, in the thick of it and you may be looking and listening, you may be like, no, I can't. But I hear you so loud and clear, Tamara. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay.
I did it, and I thought of me as little old me. Now it's
Yes.
big me. I
Yes.
You could do it. Listen, when I came, I just got here in February. It's
Mhm.
May. When
Mm.
I came here, I booked the Airbnb for 6 months because I didn't know what it was going to be. I got my place in a month. I moved. I left in. I came in February. I moved in here in March. I
Mm.
got my car in April.
My God.
Yes,
Everything just fell
it
into place.
is. I was walking. I was on the bus, but I was grateful for this whole experience because this is everything that
Have you
I've been.
ever been to California?
No, no, I have not.
My God. You girl, listen, you are strong. You hear me? Like I would listen. Some of us are afraid to even like go on a vacation, let alone just pick up and just move.
Listen,
I
go on that
mean,
vacation. You don't have to wait. If you don't wait for nobody, if you want to go, go. And when you go on vacation by yourself, you don't gotta wait for nobody to get dressed. You don't gotta wait for nobody to decide where they want to go. You don't gotta wait for nobody to
come
decide
on.
what they want to order on the menu so you can get your food. Like go, experience life. That's what we're here to do.
That is what we're here to do. Oh my
Because
gosh.
when we go, they not coming with you. You
No,
going by yourself. So
no.
go in this life by yourself.
Oh my God. Okay. Come on, Tamara. Come on. Come on. You know what? That is what it's all about. It's that inner that inner voice inside that's saying, and you had to hear, you had to feel something that led you to California, and for you to just follow it and say go, and then to see everything unfold naturally. You in the right place. Come on. Come on.
Tell you a story. When I was staying in the Airbnb, I started getting pedicures again because I had neglected myself for
Mm,
years.
mhm.
So I was on the phone with my friend. She was like, "Girl, go get a pedicure." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I did it, and then when I was going back to do another one, I said I want orange, and this was I don't know, maybe a week before I came to see this apartment, and I was like, I just want orange. And when I went to go get a pedicure, I picked out an orange, and I had saw this apartment the day before I went to go get my pedicure,
Mm.
and I looked at the color. You know how OPI has the name of the color, the
Yes.
color bottom. I looked at
Yes.
on the bottom of the orange. It said "Living on the Boulevard." I live on Venice Boulevard.
Shut up! Oh my gosh. Let's go.
Yeah, so just listen to spirits.
Wow.
Like you are getting the signs and you are being guided divinely. You just have to know how to listen and know how they are communicating with you.
Yes, I love it. Living on the boulevard. Let's
Yeah.
go. Okay, Tamara, I love it so much. Tamara, okay, I take it a lot. I gotta ask you, have you written a book yet?
I haven't I know it's I
Girl.
I have to. I just don't know like I read books, but I'm more of a visual person. So I feel like it's been things that I've been through that people need to see on TV. So I feel like my story needs to be a series on TV.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. I'm waiting to
Listen.
Lisa.
Listen. Okay, so okay, I will tell you this. Number one, we have One Witness Writing Academy where we help women, men write their story and write their truth. And I love where you're going because I've always said that I wanted to. I'm like, I want to do a series. I want you to consider this. Consider even taking even your story and collaborating with other storytellers, because I see you and see your story being a story on television and playing it out. Listen, do you hear what I'm saying? Like I love it so much. And she's in California. Um, yes, if you when and if you are ready to start your writing journey, reach out to us. We would love to help you out with it because you do have a story to tell, and what better way to get started than to start writing
I'm ready. I'm ready.
it.
I am.
But we
Yeah,
okay,
I'm.
we can talk about that.
Yes.
But anyways, I got carried away. Okay, before I let you go, have you started like any nonprofit or anything to reach out to other people who may be experiencing maybe some of these places of stagnation that are stuck in grief? Have you done that yet?
I have not. I was in a nonprofit in Philly, but we didn't focus on wellness. We focus on like community and events and then community engagement and stuff like that. But I do want to figure out how I can just be a voice for people who are in similar situations or maybe just in a situation that they don't see themselves out of. So if you have any resources for that, I would love those.
Yes, I do. I do. I will get you. I have a whole, okay, yes. I will get you in touch, at least get started, because I think you have such a great ministry right now. And the fact that you are getting out there, telling your story and being a witness to other people, you're only going to get stronger, and you're only going to start pulling more women out of their grief and their stagnation and being stuck. So I love what you're doing, Tamara. Tamara, tell us. I love to always give the floor back to all my guests, and I want you to leave us with something. Leave us with some hope to take with us throughout the week and throughout our journey.
Like I said earlier, everybody was born with a gift and a purpose. It's up to you to discover what that is. But
Mm,
never stop going because the journey is going to be the journey regardless. Don't get stuck in the process.
mm.
Don't ever get stuck in the process. Just know that the plan is always the plan. and make sure you get to where that plan is going.
Oh, that's good. That is good. Don't get stuck.
Don't get stuck in the process.
Mm, okay. That's good. Okay, that was good. Okay, I could take that and run with it. Okay, Tamara, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story and pouring with us at the well. I hope that anyone listening, they were blessed by this episode and blessed by Tamara's story. We ask that if you know someone who can benefit from it, share it with them. Let them listen to it. You can listen to it on anywhere that podcasts are played. You can watch it on Roku TV. You can watch it on Amazon Fire. And we will be rolling out our app shortly. Maybe at the time you're listening to this, it will be available. So we ask that you just listen to it, help another sister out, and help them grow from it. So, well, thank you so much again, Tamara, for being our guest on the Woman Witness podcast.
Can I plug my Instagram?
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Okay. So you can follow me if you're in the LA area and you're looking for a wonderful massage therapist. You can follow me at massage underscore by Tamara. Simple.
perfect. And that's on your IG as well.
My IG, my Facebook, and on TikTok, I'm just LM Tamara.
Perfect. And then we'll also leave it in the description below so you can definitely book her as well. Joining us on another episode of the Woman Witness podcast on Woman Witness TV network. Perhaps you were chosen for such a time as this to write, to tell your story, your truth. Until next time.